Hey everybody, I'm going live this morning and look who I have with me. Let me back up a little bit. Oh my goodness, look who's there. Hold on, I've got to get a better grip here. Look at this little pumpkin head. Oh my gosh. Oh, she is so wonderful. Okay, I'm going to put her down. Oh my good. Look at that head. That little head that needs a haircut. Okay, let me put you down. Well, good morning, everybody. Can't believe I'm going live at 5 in the morning or whatever it is. But I'll be honest. Let me see if I can put this down. Hi, Laura. Let me see if I can put this down a little tiny bit. I put up a video yesterday. Well, actually, it was scheduled to go up this morning, and it popped up, and I looked at it. Well, I forgot to edit like a huge part of it. It's like, oh no. So, but I did want to come on, and because I want to talk to you guys about some things. I wish I could. I'm on my cell phone, so that what you guys are saying, I can't read it. But talk to yourselves. Talk among yourselves. So, okay, let me get myself together because I have not gone live in so long. If the neighbors hear me, they're going to think I'm crazy. Alrighty, well, I got home. I was at my mother's Thursday. She passed away Thursday, so we stayed Thursday, Friday, came home Sunday. During that time, my sisters and I went over to my mom's house. My older sister and I spent the night. We slept at the house. And her grandchildren, many of them came. So they stayed at my sister's house, my other sister's house, and then some of us stayed at my mom's house, which personally I liked. And because it just made me feel close to her. Nothing has been touched in the house since the 911 call was made and she was removed by the ambulance and taken to the hospital. So it feels like, she's still there. And so my sisters and I we had fun, and my daughter was there too. And one of my sisters too. Well, anyway, we had a very nice time reminiscing and talking, and so anyway, what I'm getting at is, so this morning, and this is why I'm up so early, this morning at 10 o'clock, we're meeting at my mom's house, all of us kids, the girls and the boy, and we're going to, put together some type of a plan to take care of business. We've got to sell her house. We have to plan the funeral. We have to, oh, Lily is just so cute to look at. We have to, get the obit written. Well, anyway, we're going to go over the trust. We just have a lot of stuff to do. Oh, and the other thing is, we want to get her place sold before this market tumbles. And so we want to get the clutter out of there. We need to do some painting. We need to, her patio is a mess. Even though we would sweep it when whoever would go over there, we would sweep and, Windex off the tabletops and stuff like that. But, it needs to be done every day, probably twice a day. So anyway, we want to get the house presentable to sell, and hopefully to do it sooner than later. Okay. So therefore be there at 10 o'clock. So now yesterday, the day before, I had a bad day. I was kind of crying, waves of tears on and off. I was that's why the name of this is, I'm having a pity party and you're invited. I was grieving. I went to call my mother a couple times, and in that nanosecond, I realized she wasn't there, and that made my heart sad. And then I just was thinking about her, and wondering, where she is. Well, I mean, I know she's in heaven, but like, Mom, where are you? What's it like? are you going through some type of process or something? I just wonder about all those things. And then my mom and I did have something kind of special between us. We are both owls. So she would be up really late at night, and I would be up late at night. And so we have a special thread, a special like site for just our family. And so if I was in bed watching TV on my iPad, then this little message popped up, ding, and it would be my mom, trying to communicate on our site. And so, but she never could. She said her fingers just didn't work, so she never actually came up with a comment. But you could tell she was trying to. Okay, so then I would say to myself, oh, my mom's awake. It's like 1 a.m. So then I would call her, and she'd always answer. 99% of the time, she would answer the phone. So, and she would say, is everything okay? And it was like, yes, but I noticed you tried to write something on our website. And she goes, I tried, but my fingers just aren't like they used to be, and I can't seem to hit those letters. And so anyway, we would talk. Sometimes we talked for like an hour. You can see little Munchkin back there. She loves her backyard. She actually came out here one time without me. I had the patio door open. I was in there, and she came out. She came out all by herself. That was the first and the last so far. But I want her to come out here to go to the bathroom. I've got potty pads all over the house. I'm digressing, and I know it. And most of the time, 80% of the time, she goes on a potty pad. But sometimes she misses. Sometimes she goes right next to the potty pad. I don't know, go figure. So I did shampoo I think I may have mentioned this. I shampooed all my rugs, of course, mopped my floor, washed all the little blankets I have laying around for her. So, that's just going to be the new normal until she gets older and is more in control of her bladder. I'm hooked on this peach unsweetened, it's called Diet Peach Iced Tea by Arizona, I think. Okay, well, so, so more about my mom. This is kind of, my channel is geared for, look at her play. Oh, she has a blast playing, but she gets her toys, she flips them up, and well, anyway, so this channel is geared for mature women, 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever. And most likely, we will, if we haven't already, be going through the death of a parent, or like maybe our parents might have Alzheimer's or dementia, or a spouse. And so the process of losing a loved one and letting go of that person, the loss, the change, the sadness that comes with that, is all part of us getting older, you and me. And so I've been blessed to have my mother all these years. I mean, for goodness sake, I have a 75-year-old sister. So, and here her mother just passed away, 4-ish days ago. And so part of me is sort of like, I'm like, do I get to grieve, even though since I had my mother for so long? And yes, the answer is yes. But yeah, I have mixed emotions. I know that she was ill and she was starting to feel pain. Nobody wants to live like that. And she was older, and it was her time. And in fact, something that made me feel a lot better, my girlfriend Jilly, hi Jilly, last night we talked. She texted me and said, where have you been, or whatever. And she sent me a link to this song. She said, listen to this right now. And I did. And it was really a good song about a family tree. And evidently she told me it was sung by, remember the Lennon sisters? It was sung by their sons. their children. I think there was a girl in the little group. So I thought that was interesting because, of course, I remember, the Lawrence Welk show and the Lennon sisters. They were the big draw. They were so darling. And I think they're in Branson now. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, the song was something like, no matter when we lose a loved one, no matter when we lose someone close to us in our family, that our family tree continues to grow. It continues to blossom and to flourish and to grow. And that's really, that's true. My mother and father are gone now, both of them. But the family is still growing. One of my nieces is getting ready to have another baby. Her other little girl is 2, and so we have a lot of other young grandchildren that will become pregnant soon. We're hoping. so yes, that is that's just nature. That's the way of the world. And we have to let nature take its course. Okay, I'm rambling because I'm still, I'm not a morning person. And my lighting's getting bad because there's getting to be more light behind me than in front of me. So I guess this video is about, do I get to grieve my mother's death, even though she passed at 94? Of course I do. And do I get to have a bad day now and then? Of course I do. And I get to cry and I get to feel sad. And it won't just be 1 day or 2 days, it'll be probably the rest of my life when I think of her. There's just, like I said in some of my comments, that her love is in my DNA. Her love is part of the cells that make up my body. Her memory lives in me, lives in the nucleus of my cells, because that is the bond of a mother and daughter. That is the bond of a mother and child. So, yes, it's sad, but now we have to get down to business, and we will. And like my sister said, it's going to be like an elephant and an ant. The ant is going to eat the elephant one small bite at a time. So we will take one step at a time, but there will be many hands. And in fact, my bridge friends have already said that they would help at the reception. We're not going to have the funeral until July 29th. And then we'll have it in the church, because my mother was very active in her church until she got sick. She was Eucharistic minister. She was when someone did die, she was on the committee to get the church hall ready and the coffee ready, the bereavement group. She was active in hospice. She was in a book club. She was just all kinds of things. So my bridge gal pal said they would help in the set, like we're going to do finger sandwiches. And when my father passed away, my mother said, after all was said and done, she said, "Now girls, we did not have enough food, and when it's my turn, you better make sure we have enough sandwiches." So we were like, "Okay, Mom, I'm going to see if I can move around to get a better see, that's better. But now you see my messy house. I'll put this over here." So she's practically told us what to do, as usual. And I have this beautiful necklace from Elisa. Thank you, Elisa. I told her I've already worn it a couple times. So anyway, we're going to have something at right next to the church is the church hall, I'll say. And so we'll have sandwiches and probably like some pasta salads and maybe fruit and dessert, coffee, iced tea, lemonade. And then I have a friend of mine from my JPL church, Carly, and Carly hopefully is going to be able, she said she was, or could and would, to sing a couple songs. So that will be wonderful. And then what we're going to do, what our plan is, we still have our father's ashes, so now we'll have our mother's ashes, and then we're going to rent a boat. It's down at Newport Beach where my brother lives, and get on the boat, take their ashes, and then have a little ceremony. So that'll be very nice, and my mom talked about that, and to do, and for us, that she would like that. So that made us happy. We knew what to do. You know, that's like one of my sisters said, we don't do death. How do you do death? You know, there's no rehearsal for death. And so, you know, the programs, the renting of the church, the paying the priest, the mortician, the mortuary, you know, the cremation, the bulletins, you know, all that stuff. How many do you buy food for, and all, you know, what about people coming in from out of town? You know, all those kinds of things have to be thought through. And then of course the whole distribution of the ashes. So anyway, yeah, it's, you know, what is the business of death? Because there is a business, and we're learning about it. Getting the household is going to be huge. Getting it painted and all that stuff. So anyway, I've rambled enough, and it's time for me to sort of get going. I have to get my car filled up with gas. The last time I did it, it was $98. You guys, what the heck is going on with these high prices? Groceries are high, at least in California. Gasoline is high everywhere. I'm just, don't get me started. Okay, if you guys could see Pumpkin Eater, she's having a puppy spurt. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, I'm live. I don't know. Am I still on? Yeah. Oh my gosh, she ran. She's running all around the yard, in the house, at the house, all around the yard, in the house, after. Oh, and she just jumped up on the couch. You're a busy girl. By the way, my family said they did not like the name Lily. They said, she's not a Lily. So she's back to being Peter Pocket. I don't know what to call her. But she's very Maltese. She's a Maltese-poo, but there's not a lot of poo in her. She's a Maltese, except for her coloring, because, you know, Maltese are white. So she's a red Maltese. Her tail is so cute. All right, I'm rambling. You guys have a great day. And I'm not going to spend the night. Unless we really are, you know, like digging in and getting our hands dirty. I already broke one nail. So anyway, that's going to be my day to day. And a friend of mine said they would watch Peter Pocket. I said, good. All right, P.S. I love you guys. Mwah. Until our next conversation.